बोले सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। प्रथमं सद्गुरुं वन्दे श्रीकृष्णं तदनन्तरं गुरु पापात्मना प्राप्ता श्रीकृष्णस्य त्वमलात्मना चेतो दर्पणमार्जनं भवमहा दावाग्नि निर्वापनम् श्रेयः कैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणम् विद्यावधू जीवनम् आनन्दाबुधिवर्धनं प्रतिपदम् पूर्णामृता स्वादनम् सर्वात्मस्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनम्। नमः कमलनाभाय नमः कमलमालिने नमः कमलपादाय नमस्ते कमलेक्षणे यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तद्गुह्यदेवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशम् मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। बोले सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। बोले राम लाला की जय। नियम अनुसार थोड़ी देर हरि नाम संकीर्तन कर लीजिए। तत्पश्चात फिर राम गीता पर और आगे चले जाएंगे। भजो रघुपति राघव राजा पावन सीताराम सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। राम लाला की, लाली लाल की। अब सावधान हो जाइए। आज भारत में 22 तारीख हो गए। अब शुभ मुहूर्त भी शुरू हो गए राम लाला की मूर्ति का स्थापन अयोध्या में। ये जितने राम भक्त है संसार में और कृष्ण भक्त भी, दोनों तो एक ही है, बहुत खुशखबरी है। आप सबके मन में उल्लास है, खुशी है। Today is already 22nd of January in India. The auspicious moment has already started also for the installation of Ram Lala deity in Ayodhya, in India. Throughout the world, wherever there are Ram Bhakt, devotees of Shri Ram, Shri Krishna. Shri Ram, Shri Krishna is one and the same. We should not see even 0.00001% difference in Ram and Krishna. Same one supreme power. The devotees of Shri Ram, Shri Krishna, this is a great time of great joy in the heart that Shri Ram has returned to Ayodhya after about 500 years. On this occasion, throughout the world, those who are devotees of Shri Ram, Shri Krishna are celebrating and will continue. We have also in our own way celebrated. We will have more celebration later on. Right now we're going to continue the divine discourse of Prabhu Shri Ram in the Ramayana, Tulsikrit Ramayana. As I mentioned before, 11,000 वर्ष में भगवान श्री राम ने एक बार लेक्चर दिया, सबको बुलाया अयोध्या में और लेक्चर दिए, प्रवचन। ये उत्तरकांड, रामायण के उत्तरकांड है और उसको राम गीता कहते हैं, क्योंकि भगवान प्रवचन दे रहे हैं अपने श्रीमुख से। तो हमने 2 दिन में सुना, अब आगे हम चलेंगे। As we heard in the beginning 2 days ago, the Lord descended and stayed in the world, the supreme power, supreme Lord, descended in the world and stayed here for 11,000 years. During that 11,000 years, once he called everyone in Ayodhya and he gave a lecture, discourse. एक बार रघुनाथ बुलाए, गुरु द्विज पुरवासी सब आए. He called everyone in Ayodhya, all the Guru, Rishi, Muni, everyone, and gave a lecture. He said, I'm not saying, but I'm saying to you because I have attachment for you. Whatever I'm saying to you is for your benefit. आपके हित के लिए ही बोल रहा हूं. नहीं अनीति, नहीं कछु प्रभुताई. I'm not going to say anything which is wrong, nor because I have some power over you. सुना हो करा हो जो तुम ही सुहाई. So listen carefully. and do that which you like. We all have free will. कर्म करने का अधिकार सबको दिया है भगवान ने, सबको दिया। तो जो अच्छा लगे वही करो। लेकिन सोई सेवक प्रियतम मम सोई, मम अनुशासन माने जोई। But remember one thing, वो हमारे सच्ची सेवक है और बहुत प्यारे हैं, जो हमारे जो कहने वाले को, जो मैं कह रहा हूं इसके अनुसार चलते हैं, इसको मानते हैं और चलते हैं। But keep one thing in mind, that person is a true servant of mine, true sevak, and it's extremely dear to me, who accepts my teachings and go accordingly, follows them. That one is my true servant and very dear to me. So we can only be Ram Bhakt, devotee of God, a true servant of God, and we'll be very dear to Him if we follow His teachings, we follow His instructions. बहुत स्पष्ट होता है, you say it very clearly. Also, last night we heard about Bhagwan began his lecture, Bari bhagya manush tan pava sura durlabh sargantha nigava. It is the greatest fortune for the soul to acquire birth in the human form. This human body is the greatest 8.4 million forms of life. And the most superior, best in all the 8.4, ye manav de, this human body. So important that Devatas, Sur, Agni, the god of fire, Vayu, the god of wind, Kuber, the god of wealth, Indra, the god of rain, the king of heaven, etc. They are praying and begging Bhagwan to get birth in this human form. We went on to detail to describe how rare and difficult it is to get birth in this human form. क्योंकि इसी में हम साधना कर सकते। हमारा अंतिम लक्ष्य है माया से मुक्त हो जाना. The ultimate aim of the soul is to become free from Maya. Maya se mukti. To become free from Maya. That we never have to come back in this material world and rotate in 8.4 million forms of life. और ये सिर्फ इस मानव देह में कर सकते हैं. And that can be done only in the human birth. देखो, एक प्रश्न है कि हम लोग क्या चाहते हैं. The question comes, what do we want? What do we people want? What is our aim in life? What do we want? If everybody were to be asked this question, अलग-अलग से कमरे में ले जाते और एक-एक से पूछते आप क्या चाहते हैं, तो सब अलग-अलग जवाब देंगे. If every one of you were to be taken in a room by yourself, one by one, and asked, what do you want? Everybody will give different answer. Somebody says, I want to become a teacher. Person say, I want to become a doctor. Another one say, I want to become the Prime Minister of India. One say, I want to become the President of America. One person says, I want to see all the countries in the world. One says, I want to get married to a very beautiful girl. Another one says, I want to get married to a very handsome boy. Everybody's going to give different answers. But all these answers, they are referring to one thing only. Through that desire, we are hoping to get something. Kuch पाना है. जवाब तो अलग अलग है. Different answers, but through those we are hoping to get. If I become a doctor, I will be happy. If I become a teacher, I'll be happy. If I get married to a beautiful girl, I'll be happy. If I get married to a very handsome boy, I'll be happy. If I have children, I'll be happy. If I have a huge amount of money in the bank, I'll be happy. If I were to be able to travel the whole world and see every country in the world, I'll be happy. So we are all looking for wanting happiness. Sukh, Anand. Kyun? Why? Because we are fractions of God. Bhagwan ka ansh hai. Fraction of God. Because we are a fraction of God, we want happiness. Yep. All the scriptures tell us, Chinmatam Shri Hareransham Suksham Aksharam Avyam Krishnadhinam Tipraho Jivam Jnana Gunashrayam. Ved. The Vedas say the Jivatma, the individual soul, who we are. Remember, हम शरीर नहीं है. ये शरीर हमारा, और जो हमारा है वो हम नहीं हो सकता. This body belongs to me. And whatever belongs to me cannot be me. We say my head is hurting me, my body is paining. So my body. So body belongs to me. They are not the body. When who am I? What am I? I am something called Atma, Jivatma. Jeev, many things. In English we say the soul. And the Vedas are saying that soul is a fraction of God. Shri Hare Ansha. Hari Ansha. Thousands of Ved mantras. Not going to go into all of them. Bhagavad is saying the same thing. Hare Devitamatma Swayam Prakriti Vishwara Tatpar Mulam Charam Yatak Shrimoni Namiha. Being the soul of all souls, Shri Krishna, God, is the source of our love. It's our fundamental nature to love Him. Krishna menam vehitvam atmanam akhilat jagadhita sopyatra dehiva bhati mayaya. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 10th Canto, 14th chapter, 55th verse. Shri Krishna is the soul of all souls. In other words, the soul is a fraction of God. Shri Krishna himself says in Gita, Mamaivansho jiva loke jiva bhutah sanatana. Chapter 15 verse 7 Gita. जीवात्मा है, हमारा सनातन अंश है. जितने जीव हैं तो सब हमारे सनातन अंश है. Shri Krishna says the individual souls are eternal. Sanatan means eternal part, fraction of Him. Ramayana. Ishwara ansha jiva avinashi chetana amala sahaj sukharasi. Ishwar ka ansh, we are a fraction of God. And it's the fundamental nature that every part, every fraction has a natural love for the whole and wants to become one with it. सब अंश अपने अंशी से स्वाभाविक प्रेम है, प्यार है. वो चाहते हैं इसको. स्वाभाविक. So it means we all love and want only God. Even the person who calls himself atheist, Gnostic. मैं भगवान भगवान ये किसी ने बनाया, मानता नहीं. I don't accept there's something called Bhagavan, God. Somebody made this thing up in their head. His wife gave a lot of problem to him. Children give a lot of problem. Lost his job, lost his money. He went in the forest. He just left everyone. He got crazy. And he formulated this thing about a Bhagavan, God. People say like this. So I don't believe in this thing called Bhagavan. Okay. But even he loves and wants only God. Valmiki ji says in the Valmiki Ramayana, Loke nahisa vidyeta yona ramamanubhrata. It's impossible to find an individual soul that does not truly love and want only God. Valmiki, great saint is saying. Tulsidas ji says in the Ramayana, Asako jeev jantu jag mahi jehi raghunath pran priya nahi. This chaupai, in this chaupai, Tulsidas has mentioned the animate as well as inanimate beings and says to all of them, Shri Ram is as dear as life itself. Oh, Pran ki saman. Pyare hai. So we all love God, but what does it have to do with us wanting happiness? What is God? Who is God? The Vedas tell us Anando Brahmeti Vajana Ananda Deva Kalvimani Bhutani Janti Anandena Jatani Jivanti Anandam Prayantya Bhisam Vishanti. Taittiriya Upanishad, chapter 3, verse 6. Someone did a research. The great Rishi, Bhrigu. First he made his father his guru. His father was Barun, a Brahmagyani, know of God. So he made his father his guru, and then through the grace of Guru and sadhana, eventually he came to the conclusion that God is Anand, bliss, happiness. God is bliss, happiness. From bliss alone the entire universe comes into being. Bliss is that by which we are sustained, and bliss is that into which we merge upon death. In other words, whether we say happiness or we say Shri Krishna, Shri Ram, these are two names for one and the same entity. Shri Ram is happiness, happiness is Shri Ram. Ved is saying, Raso Vaisara Sagwam Hevayam Labdhva Nandi Bhavati. Taittiriya Upanishad, chapter 2, verse 7. Again the Vedas are saying, Shri Ram is Ras, bliss, happiness. So, because we are eternal fractions of Shri Ram, Shri Krishna, it means we love and want only Shri Krishna. And because Shri Krishna is happiness, Sukh, Anand, we all want only happiness. Even the atheist. You ask him, he says, I don't believe in this thing called God, Bhagavan. Okay. Sukh chahate hain ya dukh? Do you want pain and suffering? No. Nobody wants pain and suffering. The moment you get pain, Tylenol, Advil. It's not our nature to love and want pain. Nobody wants that. Pain and suffering. Do you want happiness, Mr. Atheist? Non-believer? Yes, I want pain, I want happiness, I want peace. Then you want Bhagavan. Don't call him Bhagavan. His uncountable name. One name is happiness. Anand. Call him happiness. Fine, doesn't matter. So we all want happiness. How are we going to find it? Bhagavan Shri Ram tells us, is now telling us in Ram Gita. Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram.
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om जाओ परलोक इहा सुख चाहूं सुनी मम वचन हृदय दृढ़ता बोलो राम
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
बोलो राम सिया राम जय जय राम बोलो
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
जाओ परलोक यहाँ सुख चाहूं सुनि मम वचन हृदय दृढ़ गाहु। भगवान कहते आप सुख तो चाहते हैं, अभी मैंने सिद्ध किया कि सुख के अलावा कुछ और चाह नहीं सकता, तो सुख तो चाहते हैं। तो अगर आप यहां भी सुख चाहते, यहां के जब संसार में जीवित हैं या संसार को छोड़ने के बाद जहां भी जाएंगे और वहां भी सुख मिलना चाहते हैं, जहां भी जाएंगे, तो जो मैं आप बोलने जा रहा हूं बहुत गहराई से सुन लीजिए, आलस्य नहीं करो, लापरवाही नहीं करना, गहराई से सुन लो। तो भगवान ने said, look, as I just proved, we all want only happiness. We proved that. We can want nothing except happiness. Being a fraction of happiness is our nature to love and want only happiness. So God is saying, Shri Ram is saying, if you want to get the happiness while we are here in this world, you don't have to wait after you leave. You're happy while we are here. While we are alive in this material world, you want to be happy, truly happy. Someone will say, I'm already happy. I have found happiness, really? Yeah. One girl says, the day I got married was the happiest day of my life. I was so happy, I cried and I cried and I cried. I was so happy. ठीक है. और शादी के बाद, I kept crying. And after the marriage, I kept crying. One person says, the day I got my job, I was dreaming of this day, planning and dreaming about this day, that I'll be able to be employed. I went to university, I went to college, I am qualified, I have a degree. And it's so hard to get a good job, and I was dreaming of this day. And now I got employed. This is the happiest day of my life. Really? But is that true happiness? No. Somebody gets a job, anyone gets a job. When you went the first few days, you're happy, and after a while, I don't like my boss. I don't really like this job anymore. So much demand. I'm so exhausted when I'm home, when I come home. My boss puts so much demands on me, etc. So every happiness we have experienced in this world from big and endless time is not true happiness. Even then, very naive people will say, I have found happiness in the world. इस संसार में सुख मिला, छोटा, small happiness, not the big happiness of Bhagavan, but I have found happiness. It obviously means that we don't know what the word happiness means. ये सुख का परिभाषा नहीं जानते. ये सुख का क्या मतलब है? What does happiness mean? So our highest authority are the Vedas. Antim authority, Ved. The Vedas say, Yogai bhuma tat sukham, bhumaiva sukham, Chandogya Upanishad. Ved is telling what is happiness. That which is infinite, unmeasurable, immeasurable, eternal, beginningless, is called Sukh, happiness. Once attained, it is possessed forever. You will never become separate from it ever again. You will never experience sorrow ever again. ऐसे कोई वस्तु पाया आपने? Have we attained such a thing? Something is making us happy right now, next moment we are sad. The same thing is making us unhappy. Somebody says, I love ice cream. I am so happy when I eat ice cream. Ooh. Okay, you eat the first ice cream. Second ice cream. Third ice cream. Sixth ice cream. Please don't give me any more ice cream. If you get happiness from ice cream, keep eating. No, I'm going to vomit. That same thing starts to give pain. There's no happiness. And one thing is given happiness to one person, and another person is given sorrow, dukh. An alcoholic, if he even smells the alcohol, he's so happy. Loves. And the person who is a spiritual person, if he even smells alcohol, he feels like vomiting. So if something were to give happiness, it should give happiness to everyone alike, and it should always give happiness. There's no such thing. Somebody has bought a brand new motor car. Tesla. Nowadays Tesla is a big thing, right? And the latest model of the Tesla can drive by itself. Oh, so happy. And goes around driving by the friends and family. Nobody has asked him to come. But, dekho. So happy. And tomorrow or next week, where did the happiness go? ये आपका भ्रम है. This is our delusion. So there's nothing in the world that gives happiness. There's no happiness. And we want happiness. So he says, if you want to get true happiness, that once attained, you will have it forever. एक बार मिल गया, बस हो गया. अगर एक बूंद भी मिल गए, स्वप्न में भी, तो वो खोएगा नहीं. If we get even the tiniest drop of true happiness, even once, even in dream, we'll never lose it. Are Tulsidas, the great saint Tulsidas, he goes on to say, Soi sukh lavalesh, barik jin sapne ulahai, te nahi ganahi khagesh, brahma sukhai sajjan sumati. If someone were to taste the tiniest drop of true happiness, lavalesh, Lavalish means the tiniest of, like a molecule of happiness. The tiniest drop. Even once in dream, then he is sure to forget the bliss of the formless absolute Brahm, that which is experienced by the Gyanis, than what to speak of the mundane pleasures of this world. From this definition, it is obvious we have never attained true happiness even once, even in dream, as we are still attracted by the calmness of worldly pleasures in the world. So we want happiness. Everyone, it's our nature being fraction of happiness. So he says, Bhagavan is saying, listen carefully. Leave aside all laziness, all carelessness. Suni mama vachana hriday dridha gahavu. Listen very carefully to what I am going to say. What is he going to say? Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram.
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Bolo Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram. सरल सुखद यह मार्ग भाई, भक्ति मोरी पुराण श्रुति गाई। बोलो राम। वो साधन भगवान का साधन धाम मोक्ष कर द्वारा, पाई न जे परलोक सवारा। ये साधन धाम है। This body is the abode of spiritual exercise. Things that can take us, that give us true happiness. Only the human body. So Bhagavan says that sadhan, that path, which will give us happiness here and hereafter, यहाँ भी देंगे और यहाँ छोड़ने के बाद, वो सरल है. It is very easy, that path, that sadhan. सरल है और सुखद है. Is the giver of happiness at every step. There's no pain and suffering. Sukhad hai. Yah marak bhai. What is the path? Bhakti mori puran shrutigari. The path of bhakti, love in God. He says, my bhakti, the path of love in me, God, which all the Puranas and all the Vedas glorify. This path of bhakti, dhanur vihita upanisharam mahasam sharam upasana shishtam sandhayit ayana tadbhavagatena chetasa laksham tadeva aksharam brahma saumya ved. Ved say, the Upanishads are a bow, dhanush. And love for Sri Krishna, for God, bhakti is ban, is the arrow. What we have to do is to focus our mind on Sri Krishna by pulling the arrow of devotion, of love. Everywhere has been glorified. Bhakti, only bhakti. In Bhagavad Mahapuran, Bhagavan Krishna has shown his universal form to Arjun. अर्जुन भगवान कई बार अर्जुन से कहा कि मैं भगवान हूं, मैं भगवान हूं। अर्जुन ने कहा भगवान? भगवान जानते कि हमारा मित्र है, सखा है, इतना आप भगवान कैसे दिखाओ? भगवान ने कहा बस ऐसा मान लो। नहीं नहीं दिखाओ। तो भगवान ने कहा आपके आंख नहीं है देखने के लिए, तो आंख दीजिए। तो भगवान ने अर्जुन को दिव्य दृष्टि दिया और वो विश्व स्वरूप दिखाया अर्जुन को। In the Gita, at many places Shri Krishna is saying to Arjun, I am God, my Bhagwan, I am God, the supreme power. All Arjun knew but that Shri Krishna was his Sakha, his friend. So it was hard, difficult for him to accept that he is the Bhagavan, God. So he says, how can you be God? Shri Krishna says, just accept. No, show me. If you are Bhagavan, then show me. So Shri Krishna says, but you don't have the right eyes to see. Ask me. Then give me the eyes. So Shri Krishna gave divine eyesight to Arjun, Divya Drishti. And then Arjun saw that universal form of the Lord. Thousands of hands, thousands of feet touching the sky. Thousands of mouth, from every mouth, fire like a volcano. तो कांपने लगे. Seeing that form, Arjun started to shiver. और फिर हाथ जोड़ के, he then put his hand together and said, please resume your form as my friend was Sakhavan. अब देख लिया मैंने. I have seen, now come back as my friend. Then Shri Krishna says, how to be able to see Bhagwan, attain Bhagwan? वो कैसे भगवान को प्राप्त करेंगे? तो भगवान ने कहा, ना हम वेदे न तपसा न दाने न चेत जया. 11:53. Bhagwan says in Gita chapter 11 verse 53. वेद के पढ़ने से, ग्रंथ को पढ़ने से हमको नहीं मिलेगा. न तपसा से, न दान से, न यज्ञ से हमको नहीं मिल सकते. The Lord says, hey, to Arjun, I cannot be attained through the study of the Vedas or any spiritual scripture. People read a lot of books. ग्रंथ को पढ़ते हैं. They, oh, what are you doing? Reading Gita, reading Bhagavad. क्या मिलेगा इससे? You'll get more confused. वो जो लिखा है वो कैसे समझ में आ जाए? How are you going to understand what is written there with our material intellect? These are divine words. भगवत रसिक रसिक की बातें रसिक बिना को समझ सके ना. खग जाने खग ही कै भाखा. Tusidasi Maharaj says, just as a bird alone can understand the language of another bird, so too, only one who's attained God realization, a true saint, can understand what is written by another saint. These are divine words. Shruti Puran Bahu Kau Pai Chhuta Hi Na Adhik Adhik Urjhai. There's so much contradictions and complications in one scripture. Tusidasi said if we were to read on our own, instead of our confusion being removed, we'll get more confused. इसलिए शास्त्र कहते हैं आचार्यवान पुरुषो ही वेद. वेद से don't read me by yourself. Acharya ke paas, go to the saint, the true saint, true guru. Let him tell you what is written in Ved and Gita, Ramayana, Bhagavad. पढ़ के नहीं समझ में आएगा. So here Bhagavan is saying not through the study of Vedas, etc. Not through tapasya, austerities. Not through dan, charity. Not through yajna, etc. Can I be seen attained. 1153. तो कैसे प्राप्त करेंगे? So in the next, दूसरे श्लोक में कहा भक्त्या त्वनन्यया शक्य अहमेवं विधोर्जुन ज्ञातुं द्रष्टुं च तत्त्वेन प्रवेष्टुं च परन्तपः. 11:54. In the next श्लोक, chapter 11 verse 54, Shri Krishna says, whether one wants to attain my knowledge, हमारे वाले ज्ञान को प्राप्त करना. माय ज्ञान है दिव्य ज्ञान. हमको देखना, हमारे जो दिव्य स्वरूप, दिव्य रूप को देखना चाहते हैं, या हम में प्रवेश करना, मोक्ष मिलना, जो भी चाहते हैं, बस एक ही मार्ग भक्ति, अनन्य भक्ति. ये स्पष्ट कहा भगवान ने गीता में. Bhagavan makes it very clear in the Gita. He said whether one wants to attain divine knowledge of God, not material knowledge you can get in school anywhere. Nowadays you can Google also. Google has become, people want to find something, Google. Not that knowledge, divine knowledge. Whether one wants to attain to see the divine form of God, to see His divine form, Drashtu. One wants to merge into Shri Krishna, attain moksha. Whatever you want to attain, one path. Ananya Bhakti, exclusive love, the path of exclusive love for Bhagavan, for Shri Ram, Shri Krishna. Ananya Bhakti. Only. So this Bhakti is glorified everywhere. Only Bhakti. There are many paths, Gyan, Karma, Yoga, वो कुछ दे सकते, लेकिन भगवत प्राप्ति सिर्फ भक्ति. We have heard of so many different, we have so many different paths, sadhan. Mainly things like Gyan, the path of Gyan, the path of Karma, the path of Yoga, etc. The path of Gyan, the most one can attain, and not in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga Jogana Jagya Jnana Eka Adhar Ram Gun Gana. This morning I was explaining. Kaghasundji saying to Guruji, in the age of Kali Yuga, these things we cannot do. You cannot do yoga, you cannot do Gyan, you cannot do Yajna. What to do? Just chant the name of the Lord. Bas, all kuch nahi. So the path of Gyan, the most Gyan can give us Atma Gyan. Knowledge of the soul, Atma. We're able to cross Avidya Maya. Rajogun, Tamogun. Wahan tak, only till there. But Vidya Maya, no Gyani, Yogi, no one can cross by themselves. To attain Brahma Gyan, only Bhakti. Bhaktya tunanyaya shakya ahamevam vidhojana. Bhaktya. Only Bhakti. So Brahma Gyan, meaning knowledge of God, the Jnani can only go to a certain point. He attains great knowledge of the self, which is called self-realization. लेकिन फिर गिर जाते, then he falls again. Because Vidya Maya is still there. I'm not going to go into great detail here. If time allows, later on we'll hear more. The path of karma, Vedic rites and rituals, Varnashram Dharma, the most will give Swarg, heaven. And later on we'll hear in the same Ram Gita, Bhagwan Shri Ram warns us. This human body wasn't given to go to heaven. There's nothing there. And the worst part, he says, in the same Ram Gita we're going to hear, after going to heaven we are going to suffer. Anta Dukkhadai. So, Karma, Varnashram, Dharma, useless. Yoga, the most will acquire siddhis, power to perform miracles, that's all. But the more you use it, the more you will lose it. The path of yoga, you acquire siddhis, and not one lifetime. After thousands and thousands of lifetimes, practicing yoga. Yoga is not yoga. I again explained this morning. Yoga means yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. That is yoga. No one can do in Kali Yuga. Yam, niyam means complete control over the mind. Then do asana. Everybody is a big yogi today. You can do a lot of exercise, body is fit, good. It's good to keep the body fit. That's yogasana. But yoga means something else. If one can do yoga, the practice of yoga, like I mentioned, 8, we acquire siddhis. Anima, Laghima, Garima, etc. Very dangerous. So all these paths will give some kuch de sakte. लेकिन अंतिम लक्ष्य भगवत प्राप्ति नहीं दे सकते, वो सिर्फ भक्ति ही दे सकते. So all paths they can give something, but they cannot give the ultimate, the highest aim, which is God realization. For that we have to do only bhakti. Only bhakti. In this bhakti, what do we have to do? क्या करना? Bhagwan Shri Ram says, let's hear. Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram.
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
काहु भक्ति पथ कवन प्रयासा योग नमक जप तप उपवासा. बोलो
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
बोलो राम सिया राम जय जय राम. बोलो राम.
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
हाँ, अब इतना सरल, ये भक्ति मार्ग बहुत ही सरल है. भगवान कह रहे हैं कहो भक्ति पथ कवन प्रयास. क्या मेहनत है भाई, भक्ति करने में क्या मेहनत है. This path of bhakti, love in God, is so easy. Bhagavan says, what effort, what hard work do you have to do in the path of bhakti? Yoga namak japa tapa upavasa. You don't have to do yoga. In the path of bhakti, you don't have to do yoga. Yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. वो नहीं करना, don't have to do that. Makha Bhavan, you don't have to. Jap, do the name of God in the beat, you don't have to do nothing bhakti. Tap, austerities, wo nahi karna. Upavas, fasting, no. कुछ नहीं. तो क्या करना? प्यार करना बस. और प्यार करने सबको जानते हैं, सबको. All we have to do is to love, and to love, everyone knows. Everyone knows how to love. We know how to love mommy, how to love papa, how to love husband, how to love wife, how to love child or children, how to love friend, how to love puppy. ये सब जानते हैं. All we have to do now is take that love that we have in the world and transfer it to Bhagwan. बस भक्ति हो गया. That's bhakti. Just transfer that love in the world. The same way we love in the world, we just transfer it to Bhagwan. That is bhakti. बस ये ज्ञान होना चाहिए. जब ये ज्ञात हो गया कि मैं आत्मा हूं और आत्मा का जितना रिश्ते है वो सिर्फ भगवान में है, और जो आनंद हम चाहते हैं वो भगवान को प्राप्त करने से ही मिलेगा. बस अगर ये बैठ जाएगा दिमाग में, हो गया क्या? All we have to realize, this knowledge has to come that I am the Atma, the soul, I am not the body. Number one. And every relation of the soul is only with God, with Shri Ram, Shri Krishna. Every relation, mother, father, wife, husband, child, friend, every relation. अरे हम लोग बोलते हैं. People say in every mandir, people say in every puja, Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, Tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva, Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva, Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Tvam ev, tu hi. Tvam, tu, ev, ही. तू ही मेरी माता, तू ही मेरा पिता. बोलते हैं मुंह से. We say, what are we saying when we say this prayer? Tvam, the word tvam in Sanskrit, Hindi, tu, means you. The word ev in Sanskrit, in Hindi, he, alone. We are saying to God, hey Shri Ram, you alone are my mother. You alone are my father. You alone are my friend. You alone are my companion. You alone are my wealth. You alone are my knowledge. You alone are my everything. Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. But we only say here. Nobody says from the heart. Why? Because first to begin we identify with the body. हम अज्ञानी है. We are ignorant. We have forgotten we are the soul Atma. The reason for all our problems in this world, all the suffering we suffer in this world, हम अपने को भूल गया. We have forgotten who we are. Identifying with the material physical body. And that's why we keep rotating in 8.4 million forms of life. So first thing, realizing I am the soul, Atma, not the body. Number two, every relation of the soul is only with God, Shri Krishna. Number three, we all want happiness. Where we're going to find that happiness? Only in Shri Ram. Because Shri Ram is happiness. Why do we fall in love with any person or object in the world? Why do we get attached, addicted as you say? Why do people get attached, fall in love, become addicted to? Somebody is not born a chain smoker. Huh? Somebody is not born sharabi, an alcoholic. When you were young, you saw people smoking. It could be a brother, a sister, a father, a mother, somebody, neighbor, porosi. You decide, I want to take a smoke. On smoking the first cigarette, you cough and almost choke on it, but you keep smoking. Until you get addicted, you become a chain smoker. Same thing with alcohol. Everybody you see drinking, you decide to take a little drink also. On taking the first drink, it smells so bad, it tastes so bad, the throat. Huh? But the head spin a little bit. Then you start going clubbing every Friday, then every Monday and Friday, and every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and then every day. Now you are. Same thing with the drugs, the weed, the everything. Boy sees a girl, the decision comes, the girl see a boy. This is the girl is going to make me happy. This is the boy is going to make me happy. That decision has come. Thinking again and again, thinking again and again, bar. Then you think, I have been in love. I have fallen in love. Now you can't sleep, the food has no taste. So Shri Krishna tells us, Dhyayato Vishayan Punsa Sangasteshu Pajayate. Chapter 2 verse 62 Gita. This is how we become attached to any person or object in the world. How we fall in love, we get addicted. When we think again and again, bar, that I can find happiness in any person or object, we get attached. We fall in love. We get addicted. And we attain that for which we are attached to. In Bhagavad Mahapuran, Bhagavan Shri Krishna says to Uddhava, very beautiful, bahut sundar shlok, ek Bhagavad ka. Vishayandhataschittam vishayeshu visajjate mamanusmarataschittam mayeva praviliyate. 11th canto, 14th chapter, 27 verse Bhagavad Mahapuran. Shri Krishna says to Uddhava, just as people in the world, they think again and again that they can find happiness in any person or object in the world. They get attached to that person or object, and eventually they will attain that person or object. When we die, whatever we remember at that moment when we leave the body, that's what we're going to attain, what we're going to become in the next life. Very clear in Gita. Yam yam vapi smaram bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tame veti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavita. Chapter 8 verse 6 Gita. When the life leaves the body, whatever we remember that time. Yam yam vapi smaram. Smaran means remember. What we're going to remember? Wherever our mind is attached, what we love. You love Bhagwan, you remember Bhagwan. You love Guru, you remember Guru. You love the world, anybody, person, object, you remember that. So you will attain that. In the same way, Uddhava, if someone thinks about me, God, again and again, that I can find happiness only in Shri Krishna, that Shri Krishna alone belongs to me, He's my everything. And thinking again and again, we'll fall in love with Shri Krishna. And the result, we will attain Shri Krishna. All happens, the knowledge has to come, that's all. The method is the same, the way of practice is the same, and the result is the same. We attain that for which we have become attached to. So this bhakti, we already know how to love. It's very easy. Just the knowledge has to come that number one, I am the soul Atma. Number two, every relation of the soul is only with Shri Ram, Shri Krishna. Number three, the happiness I am looking for I find only in Shri Krishna, Shri Ram, because Shri Ram is happiness. Bas, that's all. Just practice to love him, do sadhana, that's the sadhana. That is bhakti. That's all. So this is what Bhagwan Shri Ram is saying in this beautiful chaupais in the Ram Gita. The rest we'll hear, we'll continue this tomorrow. बोले सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, राधा रानी की जय, बोले राम लाला की जय, श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे. Do a little bit of Nam Sankirtan.